I made my best friend break up with her, then I married him. It started innocently enough. I never intended for it to go this far. I was just looking out for my best friend. I've known her since high school, and over the years, we'd shared everything: our dreams, our fears, and our hearts. So when she started dating Matt, I was there cheering her on. Matt was great. He was kind, funny, and so obviously in love with Emma. They seemed perfect for each other, and I couldn't have been happier for her. But over time, something began to change. I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but I could feel it in the air when we hung out together. Emma's energy was different, distant even. She wasn't as excited about their wedding planning, and she started to confide in me more than usual. Not about Matt's good qualities, but about how she felt suffocated by their relationship. She'd call me late at night, telling me that she wasn't sure she could go through with it. I always reassured her, telling her that it was normal to have doubts before such a big decision, but I could see it in her eyes every time we met. She wasn't happy. I hated to admit it, but she wasn't in love with him anymore. But she couldn't see it. She felt guilty, like she was letting Matt down, and it frustrated me. I couldn't understand why she was holding on to a relationship that was making her miserable. So, I did what I thought was best. I gently started to plant the seeds in her mind. Little things. You deserve to be with someone who makes you feel excited every day, not just someone who's comfortable. Don't settle, Em. You'll regret it if you do. It wasn't long before the doubts took root in her mind, and one evening Emma made the decision to break up with Matt. She cried when she told me, and I was there, consoling her. I told her it was for the best, that she would find someone who would make her truly happy. But deep down, I knew I had played a bigger role in this than I had ever meant to. Then, the strangest thing happened. Matt called me a week after the breakup, his voice thick with emotion. He wanted to meet up. He said he needed closure, and I agreed, though I had no idea what was coming. When we sat down together at a coffee shop, I could feel the weight of everything between us. He looked at me with that familiar, sad smile. I don't understand what went wrong, he said. I know Emma, and I know her better than anyone. I thought I was the one who could make her happy. Something shifted in me then. As much as I hated to admit it, I had feelings for Matt. They had started slowly, creeping in over the months when I was supporting Emma. He was always there, vulnerable, kind, and patient. I had been the one to console him when Emma couldn't make up her mind. And somewhere along the way, I realized that I didn't just want to be his friend. I wanted more. I think Emma's making a mistake, I said before I could stop myself. I hadn't planned on saying it, but the words came out before I could catch them. Matt looked up at me, his eyes searching. What do you mean? I think you two belong together, I blurted out. And I think I've been pushing her to do something she's not ready for. You're a great guy, Matt, and I think Emma's scared of the commitment, but I think she loves you. Maybe she just doesn't know it yet. There was a long silence, and I saw the flicker of realization in his eyes. He looked at me, then back down at his hands, and when he finally spoke, it was with a quiet intensity. Do you still love her, or is there something else? The truth was clear now. I hadn't just been looking out for her. I had been looking out for myself, trying to create space between Emma and Matt so I could have him for myself. The guilt hit me then, but at the same time, something inside me wanted to make it right, to fix the mess I had created. I think I'm the one who's confused, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. I think I'm the one who's been holding on to something I shouldn't. But I also think you and I deserve a chance. Matt didn't say anything at first. He just stared at me, processing everything I had just said. And then, slowly a smile spread across his face. It wasn't the kind of smile he gave Emma. This one was softer, warmer, as if he'd been waiting for this moment all along. Are you sure? He asked, his voice low. I nodded. I'm sure. A month later, we were married. It felt surreal, but also right. There were moments of guilt when I thought about Emma, how she would feel when she found out, but I knew in my heart that this was the path I was supposed to take. Matt and I built a life together, a life that was messy and complicated but also filled with love in a way I never imagined. Sometimes, I wonder if it was fate or just a twist of luck that led me to him. Either way, I can't imagine my life without him now. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more interesting stories happening around you.